Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lara and I talk all things makeup no-buy, decluttering, and curating your makeup collection, and really getting to use what you have. Today's video is going to be a shop my stash. I've done one of these before. I think I did it back in November, where I just sort of take you through my makeup. I decide what products I want to use for the next month or so. I know a lot of people do these like every single month, but I think it makes more sense for me to do these sort of quarterly because I don't typically at the beginning of the month go through and decide what makeup products I'm using that month. It's more like I pull in things as I feel like it and then I stop using things when I don't feel like them. It's not like a super regimented on the first of the month I do this kind of thing. But that's kind of how I was feeling. I was feeling like I wanted to do a bit of a switch up with my eyeshadow palettes and my face products. I have gotten a couple of new things recently, which I do discuss later in the video, and so I really wanted to try those out. Now, I didn't go super in depth about that, so I will give you a little bit of context. I use this app called Buns, which is basically for trading. So rather than going and buying something from the store, you can trade something that you don't want anymore for something that someone else doesn't want anymore, and you each get something that you want. And a lot of things are secondhand, of course, but a lot of things are absolutely brand new. So I did a makeup trade this month and I got one item that had been used before, but the rest of items were entirely new, like in their packaging. So I will be showing you that. Again, I mentioned this before, I don't know if I should consider this like new makeup because I didn't technically buy it, but it is new products that I'm bringing into my collection. So it's a bit of a gray area, I think. In this video, I will also be talking through the items that I've been using over the past month or so and why I want to continue using them or why I'm ready to sort of put them aside. And there's actually a couple of items that I have been using for the whole past month but aren't in this video, and that's because they're empties now. I'm looking at them now. There are like 3 or 4 items that I was using like on a daily basis that I finished within the past week, which is so exciting. And that's really a big part of the reason why I wanted to do this shop my stash, because I wanted to pull in new items to replace those products. So I will be doing an empties / decluttering video quite soon. Before I was doing every single month a decluttering / empties video, and now I decided to switch it to every 2 months. But there's so many things that I've collected over the past 2 months that I've been thinking maybe I should just stick to 1 month at a time, but we'll see how it goes. Some of these were like big ticket items. Like I'm not going to be finishing these kind of items every single month. So I think it's going to be an anomaly. That's going to be it for me for now. And I should mention that I chose those products before I did my makeup this morning. So my look today is using all the products that I used in my shop my stash, and I'm super excited about one of the products in particular that I used on my eyes. Pulled a couple new products in, so I'm very happy about this next month or so. You know I love warm colors, so all those spring tones, but I'm gonna stop yammering on and let's get into it. One last thing I will say is that it takes a long time to set these videos up. Filming stuff on this ledge here, it takes forever, like getting my camera and tripod set up, my ring light and tripod, my microphone, computer, taking all this stuff. But yeah, it really does take a long time setting this up, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll insert a picture of what I looked like before this makeup look and what my filming setup is like. So hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. All right, so these are the products I've been using for the last couple weeks to month, and I just thought it'd be helpful to go through them and talk about which ones I'm going to be keeping in. First of all, this is the only brow product I use pretty much. Don't love it, but this is what I'm working on currently. It does the job. This is a liquid highlight that I'm currently using. It doesn't smell great, but it actually looks beautiful. I've been underpainting with it. I think that's what the term is. And it looks beautiful, luminous and glowy on the skin. It doesn't look great when I do it over foundation, but when I do it under after I've done all my skincare, it looks great. So I'll be keeping those two in. Another highlight, this is just the MAC Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skin Finish. I haven't reached into this for a long time, but I was like, you know what? This is like one of my favorite highlights. I should just stop putting off using it. I've used up enough of my highlights or decluttered them, so that's staying in there. Next, this is in my project pan. I'm not going to do a spoiler of what this looks like yet, but definitely keeping that in there. I'm trying to finish this one off. This, I've actually really struggled with reaching into this past month. It hasn't been top of my list to use, so I think I'm gonna put that aside for now. I guess I will decide later, but there's a palette that I really want to use, and I think it might be the only one that I use this month. So moving on, this is Yes Please from Colourpop. I have a lot of fun with this palette. orangey red. It's just like exactly the kind of palette that I'm after. I mostly use that one, and that one, these three colors. I haven't really used the shimmers that much. So in future, I'd like it to reach into that more, but I think I'm gonna leave this aside for now. This is my oldest palette. This is from e.l.f. I don't think this still exists, but I discovered that color and that color this month. They look beautiful on my eyes for some reason. Like browns I have a really difficult time with, but for some reason those neutral browns work really well. So I think I might keep that in, and I think it will go well with the palette that I'm planning to put in. This, oh, oh no, it's so reflective that you can see me there. This I got from Buns. This is 3 blushes from Hourglass. I had been lusting after the Hourglass blushes for a long time because they're just so beautiful, but really didn't want to support Hourglass at the moment because their shade ranges are not great, but I found this on Buns, so I didn't have to support them. That was great. So I'm going to keep this in for now, although I probably shouldn't because this has been all that I've been reaching for rather than my Project Pan blushes, but it is fairly new to me, so I do want to keep using it. These ones I'll keep in, these ones I will take out. All right, so this is my main makeup bag that I reach for every day. Love the Hogwarts houses. Let's see what we got in there. I'm gonna empty this out. You don't need to see this. All right, this is a hot mess. Oh, that one, these are running away. I really need to declutter this, but I want to get 1 or 2 more weeks of use out of it, so I want to keep that in. This one, I've just recently started using it, and I think it's a beautiful color. I wish it was a bit more shimmery. Not really showing up very well because on my skin it's kind of close to my skin tone, so it just gives me a bit of shimmer. I wish there was some color to it too, but it is very pretty. This is the lip balm that I use every morning. Lush lip scrub. This is my last perfume sample, which is kind of a huge deal. I had like probably 15 when I started my Makeup No Buy, and that was the point where I was just trying to declutter like everything. So I've been slowly working through these, and this is my last one, so yay. This is also in my Project Pan. I'm not going to show you how much of this is left, but hopefully this will be done soon. I keep saying that. This is my brow gel, the only one I'm currently using. This is my current concealer. Always have a couple of mascaras in there, and by a couple I mean 5. This is the only waterproof one in the bunch, so I use this when I'm going to be out for a long time because can't wear non-waterproof mascara with a mask. And then the rest of these I quite like, except for this one. Maybe going to declutter that soon. I talked about it in my recent On the Chopping Block video. But these are some of my oldest mascaras, so I'm just trying to work through them. Oh, my bad. This is the newest one. It's really grown on me. It really has since I first used it. This is a single eyeshadow from e.l.f. It's quite a pretty color, so I'm enjoying using that. I actually just started reaching for this, so I think I've only got 1 or 2 uses out of it, so I'm gonna keep that in. I was using this for a while as an eyelid primer, but now I'm using the NYX Contour Stick. So I think I'm going to put that aside for now and come back to it when I finish the NYX Contour Stick. Most of this stuff is staying. These 2 are some brown eyeliners. Don't love them, but I'm going to keep using them for a little while. Actually, let's just pull all of the eyeliners. Yeah, I'm going to keep all those in there. This e.l.f. one, the tip is like not a pinpoint anymore, so it's kind of difficult to make a really precise line. So might be a future declutter. Some eyeshadows I use. This one I've kept in my makeup bag for so long and I have never once reached for it. I want to. It's an aspiration of mine. Inner corner and lash serum. I'm keeping everything in there except for this. All right, and here we are on my, I really don't know what to call this, but I don't know if you can tell, it's somewhat emptier than it used to be. No, way emptier. I guess I'm just thinking of this section, which is exciting. It means that I've been using up products. So anyways, here we go. I've had this in and out of my makeup bag for a little while now because I'm trying to reach more for palettes than for single eyeshadows, but I kind of want to put this back in. I don't know what shade this is. Not seeing anything here. Ooh, I do need to bring in a new foundation. So this was in my recent on the chopping block video, but I'm gonna see if we can make it work. And I feel like I'm going to be needing a new concealer soon as well. So I'm gonna pull this in. This is higher coverage than I'm liking these days, but I actually don't have too many concealers left. Same with foundations. Don't have too many foundations left, so gotta work with what we have. Ooh, I kind of want to bring this in. This is a beautiful gold shadow. I've really been liking yellow and gold on the lids. Look at that. I haven't had this in for a couple months, so I'm gonna pull that back in. Yeah, I kind of think that's it. There is more up here, but nothing I want to pull up there. So that's all from that. All right, now there's just a couple of things I want to grab from here, but I thought it'd be more fun to show. This is in my project pan. I've pretty much only been using the NYX Contour Stick, so I haven't been reaching for this. I'm gonna pull that in. I'm going to grab a palette. Eek! This is so exciting for me. This is the Naked Heat palette. This is a favorite palette in my collection, and I think I've only reached for it a handful of times since starting my no-buy because it's my favorite. And, you know, I was trying to get use out of the other palettes, but it's really time. This is, I just keep it in its packaging because I love it so much. It still looks like nearly brand new. I haven't even ever used the brush. Most of that is because I do have another Naked palette, so I use that brush. But it's always nice to have another brush. And it looks like this brush is actually different from the one in my other Naked palette, so that's nice. I'm not gonna think about this too much. I'm very excited to play with it. Especially for spring, you know, kind of warmer tones. I mean, March isn't really spring, but it's something. So that's all I'm going to reach for in there. All right, lastly, we're going to do lips. I actually, I forgot about lips entirely, but here we are. So these are the 4 lip products that I spoke about in the chopping block video. So of course I'm going to keep trying to use those. I will say this lip gloss has a problem that like whenever you close it, a little bit like squirts out and then leaves residue. Can you see that? On whatever surface it's on, so that's really annoying. I think it's always been like that. But I still want to try to use those. And then from this one here, there are 2 that I'm going to pull. This one I've actually been working on. You can see I've used up quite a bit of it. This is Pink Freeze. I don't love this color, but it is, you know, better than a hot pink. It's not quite hot pink, it's a bit lighter. And I think I'll be able to use this up entirely. And then last one, this is a very similar color. I like this one more. Just look at that packaging, like it's pretty sleek. This is L'Oreal as well. See, I do like how it looks, and I'm just gonna swatch it right next to that one. So they are similar, but this is a color that suits me a bit more. It's a bit more nude, less bright pink, and there's more of it left, but I'm gonna reach for those 2 lipsticks this month, and then those 4 other lip products as well. There we are, that's better. So there we go. All right, here we are. This is my Shop My Stash for the next month or so. This is actually like more high-end than I think my Shop My Stash has ever been. And that's exciting because that signifies that I'm working through the products that I don't like as much, the older things, and I'm using the things that I've gotten more recently and the things that I am more attached to for the most part. So there we are. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah. All right, folks, realized I forgot a couple of things. So first of all, setting spray. This is the current one I am using. It is in my project pan. And I also forgot about primer. So I actually got all of these 3 things in a buns trade recently. They came with the Hourglass trio of blushes. So yeah, this person very kindly just tossed in a couple samples. So I've got this Tarte Quench Hydrating Primer and then the Hourglass Mineral Veil Oil Primer. So which one should I go with first? I'm going to go with the Tarte one just because I am going to be using a Tarte foundation, so hopefully those will pair well together. And then this is a sample of the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I actually have the large version of this, but I figured I should use up this sample first. So what's the difference? This is the Powder Glow Luminous Finish. I'll start with this one just because I don't know how long it'll take to get through these, and maybe by the time I finish this, it'll be closer to spring when I don't want to be dewy. So I'm gonna start with that one. And now that is actually all. All right, that was my Shop My Stash for this month. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was kind of exciting to see some new products thrown in there because for the most part, I've been using the same products for a long time. So I'm happy to have some new things in my rotation. I will say that foundation, it looks so dark on me in person. On camera, it actually looks fine. But like the color difference between my face and my neck when I first put it on, it was like, oh god, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed these Shop My Stash videos, and I will speak to you guys next time. Please give this video a thumbs up. I upload every single Saturday. Let me know what kind of videos you would like to see from me, and that's gonna be it. Thanks guys. Bye-bye.